is an iPhone. It's very complex with its charging, its camera.
I don't know what's happening here, but I don't want to buy an iPhone.
One specific question. Prove to me that anything can exist metaphysically independent from a god.
That's not a question.
The universe was created by a god that's invisible, right?
Who said God's invisible?
What is your foundation for saying something is morally wrong?
Can I ask a reverse question? Does your morality come from the Bible? Does that mean you're cool with genocide?
I do want to, bring it up because it's a really good and valid question.
Kind of tooting your own horn a little bit there. If you're a video creative, if you're someone who has or wants to start their own YouTube channel, for example, you are going to love today's sponsor, Storyblocks. Storyblocks is an all-in-one creative toolkit. I would say this is one of the first things you're going to need as a creator or as a business who regularly produces video content. If you're going to make that sweet, sweet content, you need access to a banging stock library. The Storyblocks library is 100% human-made. This is no text-to-video AI generation. It's all produced by creatives. So you get access to that high-quality video, music, templates. I've actually mentioned this before when people have asked me for YouTube tips, because I know all the cool, the sweet, the hot tips. Yeah. Templates are a brilliant way to save you time. Storyblocks has thousands of customizable templates for After Effects, Premiere Pro, Apple Motion, and DaVinci Resolve. This is a really fast and efficient way to get high-quality motion graphics into your work, plus animations, overlays, logo reveals. I get compliments on some of the cute stuff that I include in my videos. You'll know I'm not an artist. Same goes for most of the creators you watch on YouTube. It all comes from having access to a good stock library. If you use Premiere Pro or After Effects, there's even a Storyblocks plugin, so you can work with it directly in your software. That's pretty cool. As someone who releases at least 3 videos a week across 2 channels, these workflow shortcuts are just so invaluable. Plus, slightly boring but really important, everything you download from Storyblocks is royalty-free, pre-licensed, and ready for your monetized projects. You can also add your YouTube ID to your Storyblocks account so that you get whitelisted. That helps prevent music claims, although in my experience it's also very quick when you have a license to resolve those claims. To start telling better stories with the tools that I use, go to storyblocks.com/Emma Thorne. For a limited time they're offering 15% off any annual plan. That is only available through my link, so make sure you check it out via my link down below. Thank you so much for listening and to Storyblocks for sponsoring this video. Hello lovely people, my name is Emma. I'm a helpful little guy. I'm just a friendly, helpful, nice little helpful little guy. I'm also an atheist. That is not an ideology, that is not a way of life. All that is a descriptor that means I don't have faith in any deities. Simple as that might sound, some of my religious pals out there find that concept confusing and frightening. And I love so much to help a pal out that I started my own atheist helpline. I take calls from across the web from confused religious folks that have questions for atheists. And I answer them. And I try very hard to be polite and friendly unless they are rude and stupid, and then I can't help myself. Sounds like we're getting our first call already. Hello?
Christian here asking a question to all my atheists.
You're in the right place, my friend, although just to clarify, it is just me. I can't speak for all of your atheists.
Have you ever considered that, if your belief system is wrong, then, there is an eternal punishment, unfortunately?
Unfortunately feels like a bit of an understatement if you believe in eternal damnation, but I see what you mean. I'm not really sure why this is a question for atheists, because according to plenty of other religions, you should be considering the same. Do you just think that some faith is better than no faith? That it's just the atheists that get eternal damnation? Because, again, all of the other religions and your own would disagree with you.
If you are wrong. But if we're wrong, the Christians are wrong, and it's just black after all of this when you die, then what do Christians have to lose in what we believe?
I mean, it completely depends on your beliefs. If you look at a group like Jehovah's Witnesses, then they encourage their young people not to follow their dreams and spend their entire lives as missionaries because this life doesn't matter. The eternal one is coming after, so you might as well suffer, give up opportunities, not pursue the things and the people that you love. There are a lot of folks who are part of your religion that are telling people never to pursue a true loving relationship because they view that relationship as sinful. And that's all in pursuit of this afterlife. To answer your question, what Christians have to lose is this one precious life. It is the brevity of life that makes it beautiful, and a lot of religious people waste that in pursuit of an afterlife. Hope that helps.
know this type of question aggravates a lot of people, but I do want to like bring it up because it's a really good and valid question.
Kind of tooting your own horn a little bit there. If you want me to be totally honest, dude, I don't think it's a great question. I think that you've not considered the thousands of other religions that would ask you the same question. You're in the same boat as us atheists, really.
And it forces you to think and look at things like a little bit more deeply, because I know that we don't have to worry about death right now, but someday we will.
My perspective is that if we take the basic knowledge that we do have, that we have this life and then we die, then that makes us all the more grateful for it and more interested in spending it wisely, helping other people, not clocking up good boy points according to a set of arbitrary rules so that we can have a better life after we die.
Death is going to come knocking at all our doors. So if you've never considered it, maybe this is your sign.
Okay. Well, I hope I helped answer your questions. Bye! She was smug. She was totally smug. She didn't want to know the atheist answers to that question. She wanted to make you think that actually you're stupid for not being afraid of death and therefore becoming a Christian. Surely that's not a good reason to believe in something. I can't speak for every atheist, but I personally cannot make myself believe something just because I'm scared. I know people who are very beloved to me who have said things like, I think that after death this is what happens, and they've just listed a sort of fantasy of things that they think sound quite nice, based in nothing, and I can't be like that, and it scares me a little bit that people are like that. Not to break the fourth wall, but the facts that came alongside that phone call said, all love to my fellow atheists.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Getting another call already. Hello?
Atheist, I have a question for you.
Hey man, it's a phone call, you don't have to shout.
This is an iPhone. It's very complex with its charging, its camera, and all of that.
I don't know what's happening here, but I don't want to buy an iPhone.
Would you believe me if I said to you that it came with a bunch of particles, came together, and it made the iPhone, or it actually came from nothing?
I see where this is going. No, I wouldn't believe you if you said that your iPhone came together from nothing. Or particles. Which are the two atheist options for how reality works.
Now, something even more complex is the human body, and this entire universe and everything that's in it. You see, your eyes are more complex than the actual iPhone.
That depends on your definition of complexity. They're completely different things. I guess because the iPhone has a camera, you could make that comparison between the camera and the eye, but I think there are plenty of people who would argue that the iPhone is more complex than the human eye. If we're doing an argument from design and it's just the complexity of things that means that Islam must be true, can we talk about the imperfections in the human design? Our knees are inflexible. If we're talking about the eye, the backwards retina, the fact that we take food and liquid and oxygen in the same bit of the body, people are choking every 5 minutes because of this poor design.
We don't need a charger. We sleep, we wake up, we're fully energized. So the same way that you would affirm that this iPhone didn't randomly come just like that, what about the human body?
My friend, I wish you and all your confused friends would watch my videos, because I've explained this a few times, but no, it's okay, listen. We know how an iPhone is made. We could probably trace the phone in your hands back to the underpaid factory workers that it came from. We know how every component is made. We have evidence for it. We can see them being made. There is no evidence of a designer of either the human body or the universe. In fact, there is plenty of evidence that humans evolved over millions of years, which puts paid to the idea of a designer of the human body. As for the universe, why is there so dang much of it? If the universe is God's perfect design, and that's why our planet can sustain life and why we exist and so on, why do you make all the empty space, bro? If it's just us, if we're the ones, why are we a tiny speck of dust in a galaxy that is a tiny speck of dust compared with the vast and expanding universe?
So, atheists, listen to what your creator has said.
A creator's never said anything. What are you talking about? Hello? Hello? Well, that's a shame. The first couple of callers seem to condescendingly want to prove atheism wrong somehow, rather than ask genuine questions and engage. I'm really surprised by this. Oh, phone's ringing. Hopefully things are about to look up. Hello?
Okay, I have a question for all my atheists, and this is a sincere question. I'm not trying to be contentious or controversial. I think this is a valid thing to discuss. How are you making coffee at home? And are you pleased with the results?
Oh, I see what you're doing, you cheeky little so-and-so. I use a French press with local coffee grinds. Thanks so much for asking. Your calls really made my day. Oh, no rest for the wicked. Hello?
Wake up, America, before...
Hello? I think I'm on hold? Oh, this one has sent a fax as well. Let me just read it to you. People say they don't believe in God, but the second someone mentions faith, they get angry, they argue, they try to prove God doesn't exist. Hello? Music stopped. So, who's they? If you're just gonna make up an imaginary opponent that uses emotional tactics, then I can't help you. That's not me. If you truly believed God wasn't real, why would it bother you at all? Oh, because Christian nationalism is destroying America, and therefore democracy in the West. Does that help clear that up? Fundamentalism is destroying lives day to day. People are constantly being told that they are sinful for who they love. They're being isolated from mainstream education to make them more likely to believe in conspiracy theories. Fundamentalist religious groups are frequently found covering up abuse. There's a whole bucket full of reasons to care. It's not because we're angry that people have sweet, loving, genuine faith. But I have a feeling you might have known that. People don't get emotional over things they believe are imaginary. We might talk about, say, the God of the Bible in terms of them being nasty as a way to explain that we don't share the morality of your religious texts, or to explain that your religious texts are maybe not meant to be taken literally in 2026 because of all the evil in them. It doesn't mean that we believe that the fictional creator is real. It's about the people that use that belief to do bad things. The real question is simple. Why does the idea of God trigger you so much? If you don't believe, keep scrolling. Getting mad just makes you look insecure. I'm not mad. Unless you mean in like a Mad Hatter kind of way, in which, I get that. We're all mad here, Alice. Hello? Hello? That was a weird one. That guy just played music at me and then sent me a fax about how angry and bitter I am. And how that makes him right. These people don't want to learn anything. That might have been a misdial anyway, because the song that was playing was telling America to wake up, and I'm not America. I'm just a little guy. Alright, hoping for the best with this one. Hello?
Atheism has ended today with this one simple equation.
Bloody hell. Oh my god, that is big news. I can't believe I didn't hear this on the radio this morning. Why aren't people on the streets? Guys, atheism is over?
And this is the equation to draw a hexagon. These are a bunch of naturally occurring hexagon pillars in Ireland.
Guys, Ireland's not that far away. We should do a little trip. We should do a road trip to the Giant's Causeway, because it keeps coming up in weird conspiracy religious videos. Look, I don't want to nitpick, but since it seems like you're so into the maths, I will just let you know that that is a hexagonal prism, actually.
According to the atheists, these pillars are the result of a Big Bang.
No. Do you mean because the Big Bang Theory is like the most prevalent theory for the origin of the universe? I'm sorry I got your hopes up, guys. This is just another argument from design. Hey, pal. I don't think any atheist would say that the Big Bang caused the Giant's Causeway. I'm no geologist, but as I understand it, it was like a volcanic eruption, a volcanic fissure erupting that created the Giant's Causeway. If the Big Bang happened, it was quite a while after.
My question to the atheists is simple. Which university did the Big Bang go to learn the equation to draw these pillars? You have until the day of judgment to come up with an answer.
Hello? You hung up on me. That's a shame, because I would have said the Big Bang didn't go to university because it's not a person. That guy had a big old case of the, if I don't understand it, it must be God. You see, this is where we're lacking the critical thinking that I think is so important. Oh, hoping for a better one this time. Hello?
Hey, atheists.
Oh god, it's Lily. Hey Lily, you got another question for atheists. I can't wait to hear it.
You say religious people are stupid.
No, Lily. Again, I don't say that. I'm not an asshole.
For believing that the universe was created by a God that's invisible, right?
Who said God's invisible? Is that a new Christian take that I wasn't aware of? Is it canon that God's invisible?
But do you know what's even crazier? Believing that something can come from nothing. Now that is crazy, because it's scientifically impossible. How can you believe this universe was created from nothing?
Lily, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but All of your questions are the same. Every question you ever ask an atheist is actually the same question. It's just sometimes you have a coffee and sometimes you're eating chips. This is the last time I'm going to answer this, okay? Atheists don't believe that the universe came from nothing. The only uniting belief, if you want to call it that, of all atheists is that a god didn't done it. We don't believe that any of the gods that you and your religious friends believe in done created it. I don't know any atheist that is making the argument that once there was absolutely nothing and then suddenly there was universe. I've never met anyone who thinks that. You believe that either God came from nothing or God was always there even when there was elsewise nothing. That sounds equally weird to me. Enjoy your coffee, please don't call again. I'm sorry you had to see that. If you haven't been around here for that long, just know that Lily has a lot of questions for atheists, and they're all that same question, unfortunately. It's like she's not actually interested in listening to the answers. At a certain point, you gotta hang up the phone, you know? Getting another call. Starting to need a break. Hello.
Atheist question. I am genuinely curious, not being condescending.
Okay, glad to hear it. Fire away.
Does the thought of only relying on yourself and other people in this world to do right, is that idea not a little bit depressing?
Okay, let me just make sure I'm getting this question right. Are you asking if the idea of a lack of objective morality is depressing or scary? Because if so, first of all, I know plenty of atheists who disagree with me on this and believe that there is an objective morality. Second, it's not something that I really think about. You don't need a god to do good things. That's proven every day. I believe, and I am comforted by the notion that people are inherently good. I think most people will do the right thing. The proof is in our cohesive societies that are a blend of various religions and none. A much more depressing notion for me is the idea that some people are only doing good out of fear of a judgmental creator being.
Thanks so much. Later. Bye.
Okay, bye. Nice to have somebody not condescending, at least. God, the line's busy today.
Hey, atheists, I have a question.
No. She'll get the message eventually. Hello?
You're an atheist, yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
So when the plane starts crashing, who do you pray to? Or do you just accept death? Which one are you gonna do? Because, bro, if the plane crashes, hell...
Hello? I think he got cut off. I hope that guy wasn't in a plane crash. I guess if he was still on the line, I would say that, hey man, a lot of people use religion as a coping mechanism. Again, I can't make myself believe something because I'm scared. There's a lot of people who've never believed in God or taken part in religion that will, in a scary situation, pray because, you know, why not? What is there to lose? Doesn't make God real. Wishful thinking, fear, it's just not a good path to the truth, in my opinion. I hope he's okay. He got cut off real suddenly. Okay. Hello?
Alright, I've got 3 questions for atheists.
Buckle up, folks. This person has 3 questions.
Number 1 is, what is your best guess or explanation for the beginning of the universe?
I'm really sorry. This is an atheist helpline, not like a physics helpline. You're going to want to ask a scientist in the field.
Number 2 is, what is your foundation for saying something is morally wrong?
What is my foundation? Well, it's a combination of things. It's a slightly complex thing to unravel, but pretty interesting. I think it's kind of an evolved cultural, social understanding. Partly self-preservation. How do we protect ourselves and make society work? Partly it's the fundamental basic idea of treating others as you would like to be treated. Most people understand that if something would hurt or upset you, then it would hurt or upset others to do it to them. So we don't do it. Because it's not nice. Can I ask a reverse question? Does your morality come from the Bible? So I mean you're cool with genocide? And like stoning people to death and stuff?
Number 3 is, what is your solution for the desire of human flourishing for the world?
I don't understand the question, and I won't respond to it. No, seriously though, what do you mean? What is my solution for the desire of the flourishing of the human world? I'm not trying to be rude, it sounded like a word salad. I literally don't understand the question. What is your solution? You mean like just to making the world better? Or do you mean like the human desire for expansion? I just don't get it, man.
I will say that in my experience, atheists are often quick to critique other worldviews, namely Christianity. But when the tables are turned, I see some scattering.
First of all, I have no idea what you mean by scattering. And atheism isn't a worldview. Atheism is just theism. It just means we're not theists. It's not a worldview that we all share. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll hear me explain this a couple of times. Hello? Hello? Guys, my Tamagotchi has just grown up into some kind of sludge creature. I know some of you would have demanded to see. Back to work. Hello.
How to win a debate against an atheist every single time, even the smartest of atheists.
I think he's called the wrong number.
One specific question, and they'll never be able to answer it. Prove to me that anything can exist metaphysically independent from a god. And you got him. Checkmate. Game over.
That's not a question. A lot of word salad on the line today. Hello, Atheist here.
I've asked so many atheists this question and not one of them can answer me.
You've come to the right place, my friend. Let me help you out.
Or if they try to answer me, the answer is just not a good answer.
Oh, so you have gotten an answer, you just don't like it. Okay, well, I can't promise I'll change that, but hit me with it, let me give me my best shot.
If you're an atheist and you're listening to this, give it a shot.
Yeah, man, this is the Atheist Helpline. I'm an atheist, I'm listening.
Here's the question, you ready? If humans are just the result of blind evolutionary processes, as you claim that we are, why should I believe that humans have any sort of objective value or purpose?
You shouldn't. I'm guessing that's why you haven't liked the atheist answers to that question. It's really simple. You shouldn't believe humans have some inherent value outside of the system. Humans have value to each other. Humans have value in that we have an evolutionary desire to propagate our own species. Calling evolution blind in the way that you did kind of makes it sound like a potluck, like a coin flip. Natural selection is about survival of the fittest. I don't want to be rude, man, but it kind of feels like you're asking, if there's no God, how can humans be special? And the answer is they're not. I mean, we're special. We're cool. I love humans. My fellow humans out there? Mad love and peace.
I'm warning you with peace and love.
There's nothing especially wondrous or distinct about humans compared with other animal species. Have you seen orangutans? They're amazing. They can communicate with sign language. They wash themselves with soap. When you've seen an orangutan cuddle itself up in a blanket, that's when you go, that is a people. It is a very different type of people than humans. It's not as intelligent as a human's, but it's kind of a people. You know what I'm saying? The line's dead. He hung up. Probably somewhere into the orangutan thing. I can't help it. I love orangutans. And chimps. Listen, I also love a chimp, okay? His name is Matt and he's my boyfriend. Don't tell him I said that. Nobody tell him I said that. Alright, here we go again. Hello, I'm an atheist.
Hello, TikTok.
He's confused. This isn't TikTok, my friend. This is my very real atheist helpline. Silly.
Quick question for the atheists.
Perfect. I am the atheists. Fire away, my man.
What is your biggest, strongest, most effective argument against Islam? Really want to know.
It's really difficult to boil this down to one thing, especially when beliefs within the religion differ. There's not just different denominations, but beliefs differ from person to person. I might say something like the religious texts of Islam contradict known science. And then a Muslim with non-literalist beliefs might say, well, that's not supposed to be taken literally, it's a metaphor. So it's a difficult thing to do without knowing the exact beliefs that I'm arguing against. But the most simplistic personal explanation I can give is that there is absolutely zero, none, nothing, no evidence to support that Islam is true. Same with all the other religions. Hope that helps, man. I got the weird sense that he was calling from a storage cupboard. I don't know why. Alright, I've run out of coffee, so let's make this the last call of the day, okay? Hello.
Atheists don't seem to understand that without God, there is no such thing as logic.
Most people start with hello. Okay, so hold on, let me just, without God, there is no such thing as logic. Prove it. I need some evidence for that statement. I need to know why you believe that. I see absolutely no reason to believe that that is a given, so I'm gonna need you to explain that point before we get onto your follow-up question. From my perspective, there is no God, and there is logic. And if I wanted to be nitpicky about it, I could say, well, if there is a God and God is perfect and this is his perfect creation, then there would be nothing but flawless logic. And there are people and animals, I'm thinking about orangutans a lot for some reason, that make illogical decisions all the time. So, you know, back at ya.
Let me ask you this one question that I know you won't be able to answer. Is wisdom received or is it created?
Both. It can be both. It might be kind of a semantic argument because people might disagree on what you term wisdom, but you can receive wisdom from other people. That's why a lot of societies raise up their older citizens, because they have acquired wisdom, created, you might say, and then they can give that to other people.
If it is received, where does it come from? If it is created, how can it be true?
What do you mean? If it's received, where does it come from? The person who's giving it. Let's say I don't know what day the grey bin goes out. I could go to my neighbour who has lived for a long time in this cul-de-sac and keeps up with local affairs. They have accumulated wisdom about our local area over time through their experiences. They can then pass that wisdom on to me when I ask, hey Brian, what day do the grey bins go out? I feel like you might just be overcomplicating it, man. Don't worry so much. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye. I don't know why I said that. I'm not going to see him later. I've embarrassed myself on the hotline. We've got to call it there for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe so you don't miss future videos, check out the previous videos where I have helped answer some confused folks' questions. Make sure you check out today's sponsor using the link down below. Share this video with a pal. Do you have a religious pal that asks you questions like this all the time? Send them this video. Maybe it'll help. Do you have an atheist friend who is annoyed that they frequently get asked these questions? Send it to them. It'll be cathartic. We're all in this together. I've been doing this a lot lately, and I don't know if that's anything. I don't know if it's anything. It just feels right. If you like what I do here and you want to support this channel, the best way to do that is via the Patreon. That's patreon.com/EmmaThorneVideos. With that, I must give a big old shout out and a thank you to my giant chickens and colossal quackers over on Patreon, especially Conla. God damn it, Conla. Most importantly, have yourselves a very lovely week, and I will see you really soon. Hello?
Hey, atheists, I have a question.
Stop calling me!